Okay, let's start. I think everybody have joined. Okay. So today I just want to give you a brief overview, and then I just want to discuss variables. Sharada, I think we have discussed variables, right, in our previous class. Let's continue.
Yes, sir. Variables.
Let me share my screen. So these are the topics I do cover. As I said, actually we start with the variables and then we use if activity, flow charts, flow decisions, invoke workflow, data table activities, and so on. Okay, first start with UiPath Studio. UiPath Studio. Okay, what is this UiPath? UiPath is basically used to develop the scripts. Okay, Control S. Okay, path. See how many components are there in UiPath. UiPath is a robotic process automation tool which is used to automate the process and assign these processes to the robots to execute. Okay, so that's why we call UiPath is a robotic process automation tool. How many components are there? UiPath Studio and UiPath okay, orchestrator and UiPath assistant. And the last one is UiPath Explorer. Okay, so currently we are discussing about a UiPath Studio. See, for those who are applying for UiPath developer, UiPath Studio is more than enough to get a job. Anyway, we'll discuss all these components, but UiPath Studio has more weightage. So let's start with UiPath Studio, and this is a UiPath Studio console. So how do you open? You simply launch UiPath Studio to open UiPath Studio to open. Okay, after opening the UiPath Studio, there's a very basic console called Open. Okay, okay, so this is UiPath
Sir, are
Studio.
you sharing the screen or?
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. How many people are not able to see?
Sir, I'm not able to see.
What about NV?
Yes,
Jeevan
sir.
is able to see the okay my desktop.
Yes, sir.
Live.
Yes, sir. I
Records,
see.
sir.
Nagendra, right? NV,
Yes, sir.
you are able to my screen. Okay.
Sir, recorded the video, sir.
Yes, yes, I've started recording also. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay then. Okay, now today we'll see actually okay transaction flow. Okay, how to use this transaction flows and all. So first I'm going to create a transactional process. So what is transactional process? Transactional process is nothing but a combination of multiple activities. Okay, multiple sequences is called as a transactional process. So therefore, okay. Process. Okay, just click create. Okay, so as I said, this is our main workflow. Open main workflow, just click main workflow. So this is a canvas, as I said, and this is actually project okay explorer, where you can see the project name and dependencies and other XAML file details. And these are activities. As we know, these are actually activities, and these are the snippets. You can ignore for time being. Just get into the script. Okay. See, by default, it will create start and data input and then so on. So I'm just going to delete unwanted processes here. These are actually unwanted for me. I'm just going to delete it. Okay, delete. Okay. Now we have start. Okay. So I'll quickly create variables here. So I'm just going to minimize this. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to create a sequence. As we know, sequence is nothing but a set of activities. Sequence has been created. Okay. So inside sequence, I just want to assign variables. Before going to assign a variable, I just want to use a variable name here. Okay, variable name. So this is the main variable. Actually, I'm just going to create a variable. Just click a sequence inside a sequence. Okay, inside a sequence, I'm just going to create a variable name. What is the variable name here? Yeah. So I just want to create a value 1, and this is integer type. And the scope is also very important. See, since we are making the scope is a main activity, we can access anywhere in the sequence. Okay. So do you make this variable scope to sequence or main? That you have to decide depending on your project requirement. So nothing actually. If you make main as a scope, we can access anywhere in this current main. Okay. So by default, you can keep this main as a scope, and then going to the another variable here, variable underscore 2. Okay, this is also kind of integer type here. Okay, there's another variable. If you want to create another variable, you can create, otherwise not required. Now just come here. First we just assign. Okay, so control C, control V. Okay, so first I want to assign a value. The first assigned value is var1. Okay, var1, the value is 100. Okay, coming to var2, the value is 200. Okay, done. Okay, now I just want to use a if statement. How to use if? Basically very simple. You have to search with if. That comes under a flow actually. If. Okay, workflow, under workflow we have a control called if. This can be used to check which number is bigger. Okay, here you can see this is a if activity. Inside if activity, what is the error we are getting? Value for the required activity argument condition was not applied, so we have to provide the condition. Okay, what's the condition? Var 1 greater than var 2. Okay, var 2. Okay, so then you have to add the sequence here. What is the sequence you want to add? Show else also. I want to see the else also. So there are then and else. First, if the condition is true, it will go to this sequence. If the condition is false, it will go to another sequence. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Inside, then actually I just want to add a message box. Okay, message box. Okay. So message box. So it comes under a dialog. Okay. So this one. Okay. And if you want to add so many activities are there to display the message. One is actually a print line, write line. Sorry, write line. Okay, this is also write line. So it basically writes the data into the output. Wizard. Okay, and there is another one actually log. Okay, where is log actually? Here you can see input log. Okay, message box, custom input, custom output. So many things are there. This is the input log. Okay, so it simply display a dialog box that prompts that user with a label message. Okay, so if you want to use a input dialog, this can also be leveraged. But either you can use a message box or a write line. Okay, so what is the string actually? The string is actually the number value. The value of first number is bigger than second number. That's all. Okay. Let's see, if you want to add, you can add var1 dot toString. Okay. Dot. Okay. Yeah. toString. That's it. Okay. Enter. Now come back. to the sequence. Okay, and the right line, if you want to pass some message also, you can do that actually. Where 1 is bigger from double quotes ending. Right. Okay. Then come the if condition. Inside if, actually we have a then. Okay, if, then, and there is another one is actually else. Where is else? Just go to sequence. Here you can find a else class. Okay, this is then show else. This is else. Okay, just talk and again another activity, message box. Okay, the value 2 is bigger than value 1 plus value 2 dot to string. That's it. Okay, done. Okay, so this is enough. Control S. Okay, so just run this program. How do we run? See, last time somebody had asked what is the difference between debug file and debug. If you use debug, actually run file, it simply go to the current file. If you simply run it, actually it simply run main method, main file. See, there is only one file currently, that is main.xaml file. Okay, if you create additional flow charts, additional actually workflows or flow charts. So if you give a run file, it will go to the particular file, it will execute. If you simply click on run, automatically simply go to the main.xaml file, it will execute the main activity. Okay, just run. Okay, the value 2 is bigger than value 1, that is 200, right? Is it clear? So if you want to debug the file, then you can understand. I think just go step by step. We'll go step by step. Okay, here you can see the local. So day 4 execution started here. The variable 1, 0, initially it is 0, 200, 100, and then again what it is going, just comparing both the values. The value 2 is bigger than value 1. Okay, so automatically the value also it has printed. So this is how we use actually if. Okay, right? So I'm just going to give some hands-on to you for today. One is create a workflow. Okay, to compare biggest among three numbers. Okay, 3 numbers. Can you do this? Now see how to use while. Do while and all. How to use actually. I'm just going to create a one more flow chart here. Okay, flow chart. Here this is actually while. Done. Okay. So this is a while demo. It is nothing actually. I'm just going to create a sequence here. Sequence. Let's go to activities. Okay, just remove this one. Sequence. Right. Just right click, go to set as a start node. Automatically it will connect to the start. Okay. Now again we have to create a variable here. Okay. See how basically works while loop. How while loop works. First you have to initialize some variable, integer x equals to 10. Okay. See while x less than or equals to 10, less than or equal to, otherwise greater than or equals to 10. X less than or equals to 20. I can give 20 also. While x less than or equal to 20. Okay, what I have to do? X plus plus. Okay, I just want to print the value. Print x. Okay, and x plus plus. What is the x value? Current x value? Current value x value is 10 only. Now it's keep on incrementing the values 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 21. Automatically condition is false. It comes out of the while loop. Basically, while is used to iterate a set of statements. Iterate a set of statements to execute. Is it clear? Yeah. Now I'm just going to create a sequence inside a sequence. Okay. Assign. So before assigning, actually we have to create a variable var dot iterator or index. Okay, this is integer type and the sequence see here the clearly it is showing a sequence. Sequence are you going to give as a current sequence or a workflow called a while demo. I'm just going to give while demo. Okay, so that's it. And then come here var index. Now I just want to assign operator, assign. Yes, assign. Okay, see var index, the value of var index is okay, so 10. Okay, 10. Next I just want to add a activity. What's that activity? While. Okay, see while, do while, there are two type of workflows. Can you see workflow, under workflow? These are the controls. First I will check with while. Okay, so while. Okay, in this while here we have to provide a condition. Okay, so condition is required. This is a mandatory field. This is mandatory field. The body executes as long as this condition is true. That means the body gets executed as long as this condition is true. The current value of var underscore index is 10. Okay, the condition I'm just going to define. What's the condition we are going to define? Just click here and then click advanced editor. Yeah. Now var index greater than 20, greater than or equal to 20. Also you can give greater than or equal to 20. That's it. Okay, just click OK. So this is 10 greater than or equal to 20. No, automatically our test script does not execute. Comes, it simply exit the test condition. Okay, just click here and the message box. Okay, message box, we have to tag this one actually body. So the message box, the value of the current value of index is index is var index. That's it. Okay, done. It should be string because message box always accepts string. That's why dot to string. That's all. Okay, control S. Done. Okay, now execute. Does it execute? Debug the file. Just going here and then while demo and then just executing the script. See, just enter into the sequence 10, 20. Okay, right. Why? Because the condition is false. Condition is false. That's why it doesn't execute anything. See, the actual value of index is 10, but we are checking with a greater than or equal to 10. Greater than or equal to 10. That's why our test condition is failed. Okay. So here I just want to add one more thing here. Just click add. Okay. Again, assign. Okay. What is assign actually? So assign. Okay, assign. Okay, here we can simply say var index equal to var index plus 1. Okay, plus 1. So enter. Now first it will print the value and then increment the value and check. So initial value is 10. 10 plus 1, 11. 11 greater than or equal to 20. Still the condition is failed. It does not execute actually. Now I'm just going to change this condition. Less than or equal to 20. Now condition is true because 11 less than or equal to 20 only. Then 12 less than or equal to 20 only. 13 less than or equal to 20 only. Yes. Now let's run this program once again. So it's going to while loop. Just go there. Then it has executed message box. The current value of index is 10, of course 10. Now just incremented. Again come back and then go to the body. Again we'll go to showing the value as 11 because we have incremented one, only one. 2. Okay.
Last row normally.
13. Okay. And then 14. 15. 16. Okay, it keep on actually till 20. Done. Okay, so this is how we use actually while. Okay, coming to project, you'll just create one more okay, flowchart, Control C, Control V. Okay, so this is actually, I'm just going to rename it as do while demo. Okay, just click OK. Okay, let's come here. Now we have a while. Okay, I'm just going to remove it off. I'm going to remove it off. Okay, so instead of this, actually, I just want to use a do while. How to use actually? So just right click. So disable this activity. Okay, I'm going to disable this activity. That means comment. Okay, so now here I'm going to add an activity. What is the activity? Do while. Okay, do while. Okay, see here inside a body, do while, and here the condition needs to be specified. Okay, condition is same again as usual. So what is the variable name actually? Var underscore index, var underscore index less than or equal to, okay, 20, less than or equal to 20, or otherwise less than or equals to 1. Okay, so now this time I'm going to decrement it. Okay, this time I'm going to decrement it. Just go to drag and drop. Okay, just add the activities. So after coming inside, actually it's supposed to execute. The current value of var underscore index is 10. 10 is not less than or, yeah, 10 actually 10 less than, not less than or equal to 1. Okay, so what do I do actually? Instead of var equal to 10, I will give yeah, first I will, let me do this actually. So assign, yeah, assign. Okay, inside assign, you can simply say var index equal to var index minus 1. Okay, minus 1. The current value is 10. 10 minus 1 equal to 9. 9 less than or equal to 1? No. Right? 9 not less than or equal to 10. Right? So we have to give here 10 minus 1. 9, right? 9 less than or equal to 10. Okay? 9 less than or equal to 10. Okay. So automatically it will keep on go and execute. And finally it will go to 0. 0 less than or equal to 10. Of course, 0 less than or equal to 10, it will execute. Okay. Otherwise, you can also do one more thing. Greater than or equals to. Okay, greater than or equals to 20. Okay, 20. So the value is, current value is 10 only, right? 10 10 minus 1. 10 plus 1. We can add 10 plus 1. 10 plus 1. It increments the values. Okay. Right. Okay. 10, 10 plus 1, 11, 11 greater than or equal to 2, 20? No. Again, you have to change to less than or equal to. Less than or equal to. Okay. And then here, just add one more statement here. I don't want to use actually message box. I just want to use a right line of, okay, the value of var, value of index is var index not to string. That's it. Control S. Okay. So what is the difference between while and do while? Nothing actually. There is a slight difference. While basically checks the condition. Okay. And then it will execute the block of statements. These are block of statements. Then do while, the main difference is do while does not check any condition initially. Okay, after executing the block of code, then only it will execute, it will check the condition. While. Okay. So for suppose integer x equals to 20. Okay, x equals 20. While x sorry here x while x less than or equal to sum 10, x less than or equal to sum 10. So x equal to 20. So x less than or equal to 10. Is it possible? Less than or equal to 10? Yes, of course it is possible. Inside this, we can decrement the value x minus. Decrement basically. Okay. So let me first execute this code and okay, explain. Just run this program. Okay. It is successfully executing do while. So where you can see, here you can see the value of index is 11, 12, 13, okay, 14, 15, 16, till it reaches 20, it will keep on execute the code. Done. Okay, just go and check the output folder. Here you can see 13, 14, 15, 16 till 21. It has executed. Okay, execute till 21. Okay, so that is the main difference between while and do while. While basically checks the condition and then executes a block of code. But do while does not check the condition on the very first instance. It simply executes the block of code. Then it will check the condition. Until unless the condition is true, it keep on execute the block of code, block of statements. Okay, is it clear?
Sir,
Then I will show what. Yes, tell me. Yeah, please go ahead. You're asking some doubt. No? I'm going to create a one more flow chart. Okay. This time I want to show switch. Okay. Switch. Okay. Done. This is a flip switch actually, where you can set with okay, activities called a switch workflow. Switch flow. Okay. Switch. Okay. See, here you can see switch. You can simply add the switch here. Okay, inside switch, double click it, and here we need a VB expression. Okay, expression needs to be created. Just enter here, just assign some value, switch variable var underscore switch. Okay, so this is integer value. If you want to assign, you can assign, otherwise you can ignore it for time being. Okay, just come back to flow chart. Here, just assign. Okay, first you have to assign actually. So just go to activities. Close it. Assign. Just assign this here. Okay. Okay. Assign var switch something. Var switch. Okay. Switch is 1. Okay. Now this is a switch, right? Just come here and the expression is var switch only, var switch. Okay. Now the default case, add case and all is there, right? Default. Okay. So what's the default? By default, okay, you can drag and drop the activities again. Just right click parent, view parent, disable activity, not required, sound will try catch, and then just simply drag and drop the right line. Okay. Yeah. None of the above. Okay. Just a double quotes. None of the values. That's it. Okay, then add a new case. This is a new case, case value 1. Okay, case value 1. So what is the activity again? Here drag and drop the right line. Just enter the drag and drop. Here the value of the switch is, okay, switch is plus var flow of switch. Okay, done. Okay, add a new case, case 2. Okay, and then drag and drop again. What do you need to drag and drop? So right line, just right line, drag and drop this. Here we're just entering the current value of switch. Value of switch is, okay, switch is plus. Okay, so what's the value actually here? Again, we simply use a var dot switch dot to string. That's it. Okay, so now let's go and check the flow. Go to flow. Here we have switch. Double click. What is this actually? We got an error. I have a validation errors. Let's go here. What is it? Double. Nothing actually. We have to add a dot to string. That's all. Nothing. Okay. Debug file. Okay. Since it is only 1, right? Initially, so it simply go to 1. What is the initial value of 1? The default value of 1. Switch. Okay. Inside switch. Done. Okay. See, the value of the switch is 1 because we have entered only 1. That's why. Okay. Switch. Just go to workflow. Here you can see value is 1. If you give 2, simply go to 2. Okay, simply go to 2. Just run once again debug file. Okay. Okay. I want you to try. Okay, create a switch. Okay, statement with strings. Strings means if it is a city, you have to create a city variable. City equal to Hyderabad. You have to type Hyderabad. Okay, you can simply make it as actually, okay, Cyberabad something. Cyberabad. Okay, if it is city is Bangalore, it is a garden city. Something like that I want to display. Okay, can you do this? These two are hands on for you. Please do this and then let me know. Just let me know if you have any questions.